Alright, so I am at Kansas Truck Series, trying to lay down a decent lap here and talk about it a little bit. I ran a 31.5. I'm hoping to get on video at least a 31.6. I will tell you, Kansas is not my best track. The fast way around Kansas and the way to get around it and at least save your tires a little bit is to rim ride, and anytime you have to rim ride, that's just not one of my strong points. I am much more comfortable running the bottom, but I will try to lay down a decent lap here and then talk about how I am doing it. And if I'm about to get into the wall there, that's not going to help the lap time. I think I barely grazed it. I thought I saw some sparks, but I didn't feel it in the wheel. I'll be shocked if I get a decent lap time right out of the gate here, but we'll see. Yay, 31.506. I will be happy to take that. So with 31.5 here, let me go around the track here and I'll slow it up as we get into turn 4, and then I will talk about the setup a little bit. I tried running the bottom and the top, and I found I could run at least one good lap on the top and one good lap on the bottom, and I could get about the same time. But it seemed like as the tires wore, I couldn't get, it seemed like the top saved tires basically, which is not a surprise. So I decided I would try to run the top. This is Kansas. It is extremely hard on tires. I have not seen a setup where you don't have to save the tires a little bit, and you will have to save the tires here a little. That's just the way Kansas is, but I will tell you, running the top does help, and let me see if I can give you some things here. When I am running the top at Kansas, and I am up here, this green mark here, this is where I kind of try to lift a little bit as I'm going into the corner. If you got fresh tires and you hit it right, you don't get all the way out of the throttle, but you do lift some. As the tires wear, you got to lift more. I am not great at rim riding. I think that you get a lot of benefit from the top, even if you've just got to where you're about, I got to back up here, when you've only got like 2 tires below that white line and 2 tires above it. If you're kind of straddling it, I think you still get some benefit from rim riding up there. You get some fast times and you save the tires a little bit. Next marker on the track is this green light right here that I am right underneath. This is my mark for coming down the track. What you want to try to do at Kansas is take advantage of the sloping and the wide apron at the bottom and get a downhill run. So you can go downhill and pick up momentum, and you start to, not as quick as I did there, but you start drifting down the track to where when you get to the apron, or to get to the start-finish line, you're clear down here on the apron. So you're taking advantage of being able to run downhill, but then as soon as you get to the start-finish line, you're basically starting to climb back up the hill. And usually I just passed a green traffic light. I usually find that I do better if I lift shortly after this green traffic light that's here. And when I get the truck turned around, we'll see it. Or truck going the right way. Usually about here I am lifting, maybe a little later, and then I am just trying to stay up here and stay between this white line and the wall. But again, if you are straddling the white line, I think you're still getting some benefit. So that is the setup. That's a 31.5. I looked up what I ran in Heat 4, and the best I could run at Kansas was a 31.7. And again, I've not seen a setup at Kansas where you don't have to save the tire some. But I think this does as good a job of any of getting a balance between being fast and having tires that last. So that is the Kansas lap. Let's go to the garage. So on this, again, the rebound and bump settings, I kind of did some stuff with them to try to get the car to perform in specific areas. That front rebound, the right front rebound, I should say, is up kind of high. That is to try to help the car turn on exit. The right front rebound higher makes it turn better on exit, lower makes it tighter on exit. The right rear rebound is more of I was messing with that one to try to help the entry. I went up on it to try to help the car turn on entry. What else? The weight settings and wedge are pretty typical of mine. They're pretty close together, and they're usually in that 49.5 to 50 range. And I've said it in I say it in every video. I think that makes the car easier to adjust, but that's just a personal opinion. I'm not sure if everybody else shares it. Springs are pretty typical of what you run at a 1.5-mile track. The tire settings are not that much different than the default. Went up on the left front camber to help the car turn, but it doesn't. You don't really wear the left front as bad, so I felt like I could be aggressive on it. The track bars are up pretty high, and that is to help the car turn, especially going around the top. Interestingly, you get a little more tire wear on the right side running, on the right rear running the top, and a little more on the right front running the bottom. And actually the right front, if you run the bottom, really does burn off way quicker than you want it to. What else? The 310 gear is way off from what they set you up. I think you set you up with a 333, and you're just redlining pretty much at the start-finish line with a 333. If you're a better driver than I am and you can keep the momentum up through the corners, you might want to go a taller gear than a 310 and go to a 307 or a 3 flat. But that's what, with my driving skill and my ability to keep the momentum up or maybe not keep it up, I went with the 310. So that's the Kansas setup. I hope it helps you. I hope you like it. If you got any questions, leave it in the comments. Other tracks you want to see a setup for, let me know, and I will do my best to get one up within a couple of days. Good luck to everybody. Do me a huge favor and like and subscribe to the channel. It means a great deal to me when I can see a video's got a like, because I know somebody's got some benefit out of it, and I love it when I see the subscriber base grow. It knows I'm putting good content out there that people want to hear about. So thank you for the support. Appreciate it, and have a